Hey folks, good evening. How you doing? This is Android Mike here. A lot of my customers and friends and family and just everybody's been asking a lot about how to watch movies and things like that on the internet or over the internet. What's the safest way? Um, I'm not going to get into the legality of the issues, but I will tell you this: downloading movies you do not own is against the law. Okay. Is anybody going to come knocking, beating down your door if you do this? Most likely not. I've been doing it for years. And I've never had any problems, but that doesn't mean that you should do it, and that doesn't mean that you won't have any problems. It just means that I don't. If you're thinking about doing this for monetary gain, don't do it. You will get caught. So, having said that, um, I am going to show you how to download and watch movies. And I'm going to start with the install of Utorrent, which you need to download torrent files. Downloading torrent files can be movies, books, games, anything you want to do that is at a torrent website, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So here we go. First, you want to go to Google and you want to search for Utorrent. That's the one that I use. There's a couple different ones out there, BitTorrent clients. This one's small, lightweight, easy to use. You're going to go to free download. And then again, free download for Windows. Utorrent's a free program. You never have to pay for it. So, yeah, that's that. Alright, down here you're going to click Utorrent exe. I'm using Chrome. Your web browser may open a run box. Maybe IE may open a run box in the middle of the screen and ask you to run it. If it does, just run it.
Would you be willing to
like
give up
this.
sharing your moment?
Alright. Once you run it, you can close that window. This is user account control, asking for permission to run the file that I downloaded from BitTorrent Inc., which is a verified publisher, and I do want to run it, so yes. I'm going to click next here. It's just telling me that, well, you can read what it's telling me anyway. This is a window saying to beware. People are trying to charge for Utorrent. You should never, under any circumstances, pay for free Utorrent software. This is an end user license agreement I'll agree with. Now, there's 3 radio check boxes here that I leave checked because I want all these 3 things, and most of you will. But I want to talk about radio check boxes real quick. You can get in trouble with radio check boxes. You need to watch what you're doing because sometimes you can when you're installing a program, there's radio check boxes that are pre-checked for you. If you go to typical, well, I always choose custom. When you do custom, you can uncheck all the stuff you don't want, like toolbars, music you don't want, and just that's the way to keep your computer from getting crapped up. Watch these radio check boxes and always choose custom installation instead of typical. So, and I do not want this free music, but some of you might. I don't. Alright, I'm going to click next here. And then I do not want Skype, so I'm not going to accept that agreement and finish. And then it installs Utorrent, as you can see, right here. And it'll open it, but I don't want it open right now. So we'll come back to that. Okay. Once you have a torrent client downloaded, whoever you choose, which is going to be Utorrent for me, which is right here. I'm going to give it to my Android. Alright. Utorrent. You're going to go back to the internet again, or click your browser of choice, and you're going to find a place to get a torrent from. A website that is a torrent search engine, like the Pirate Bay, for instance, which is where I went. You can see their URL right here. That's how you get there. And then you can search for anything you want to, or you can browse torrents. If you browse torrents, you can pick movies, and there's all sorts of things on here, so you need to be aware of some stuff, or just use caution. My point is that let's say you want to watch The Godfather or Scarface. Okay. I'm going to click the Cedars button to move the, well, it was already done, so the one with the most Cedars is already at the top. Okay, so here's the 1983 copy of Scarface. It's a Blu-ray rip, it's a 1080p, and it's by Wi-Fi, who I will talk about a little later. Wi-Fi has a green skull. He's one of the best uploaders. He's been here a long time. This one's pretty big file, 2.4 gigs. So I'm not actually going to download that copy. I'm going to see if I can find a different one that's a little smaller. Here's one that's 699.9 megabytes. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to read the comments a little bit. As long as you understand a few fundamentals about downloading, you'll keep yourself relatively virus free. And as far as sharing your media, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, I wouldn't be sharing with anybody because you can really get yourself jammed up like that. Particularly, I mean, friends and family, fine. Watch a movie at home, fine. But don't be burning movies and selling them. That's just ridiculous. People want to watch them that bad, they can figure this out on their own. So anyway, when I read through the comments here, I can see that it's great quality, video 10.5, audio 8.5. That's about as good as it gets for a movie of this age. Some people are giving it a 10/10, video, audio, awesome. So some people are not, just at your own discretion. But like, I wouldn't go by this one particular person. I mean, there's more people giving better. So anyway, as I was saying, read the comments, make sure you ain't downloading nothing crazy, and then you click get this torrent. It's gonna open Utorrent like so, and after it's gonna check the torrent and see what files are included, and it's gonna list them right here in the name section and tell you what size they are. Now I'll tell you how I go about doing things. I usually just click OK, but this one we're gonna uncheck this text file. You don't have to. You can just click OK, but I'm gonna uncheck the text file on mine because I don't want any text and I don't want to know where it's from. It's probably just a trackers list. But I just want the movie, which is right here, the big 699 megabyte file, and I'm going to click OK. Alright, and it's going to take you here, and it's going to show you what's downloading. So my down speed is pretty good. In a moment we'll see where that's at while I go and take you somewhere else. Now, we're going to go back to Google, okay? And then we're going to go to, you're going to need a medium to play these with. So what I recommend for that is, I recommend the VLC Player. It plays just about everything out there. So, it's a really good program, really light, also free. And, we'll go there right now and you can check it out. Okay. So I'm just going to search for it. And Video LAN is actually the name of it. And you're going to see right here, this is pretty straightforward. You're going to download VLC. It's going to tell you it'll start in 3, 2, 1. Here comes the download. And you'll wait on that. It's a 27 meg file, so it'll take a few seconds to download, and when it's done, we'll launch it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and launch it. When it's flashing like that, it means it's finished. I'm assuming that you know a few things, and that's like how to get on your computer at all. So we're going to click OK, and then next, and next, and next, install. So believe it or not, I've done this 1,000 times, so I know there's nothing that you need to uncheck right here. There may be later on down the road, I can't remember, but we'll see. Go ahead and let this install. Alright, so I'm going to uncheck this radio checkbox that says Run VLC Media Player because I don't want it to run yet. Um, at any rate, so there's that. Let's check on our download. Okay, we're about there. 27%. Let's go back to the VLC player and see what it has to say the first time you run it. Let's see. Allow metadata network access, fine. Regularly check for updates. That's fine too. You can continue. And then you have the VLC player here. Now, a couple things about VLC. Here's the volume control down here in the bottom. You can go way up or way down. It'll go up to like 125. So I'd leave it at about 100 though if you don't want to get any crazy audio. Kind of distorts the audio if you keep going up, especially if you're playing it via HDMI cable to your TV, which is what I do. I plug a HDMI right into my laptop, or actually I'm way beyond that now. I just play them over the network. I stream them to my TV, but you can play them to your TV using your HDMI output. That's the easiest solution for somebody that doesn't know the advanced networking involved in actually really it's built right into Windows 7, and then I'll cover that on here as well. You won't be able to see it play, but you'll be able to see how to make it play, and it's fairly simple, believe it or not, once your network is set up and configured properly and your streaming options are allowed in Windows Media Player. And I can go ahead and cover that while we're waiting on the download to continue. So okay, anyway, we'll open Windows Media Player and we will go to Stream, and we'll go to More Streaming Options. And you're going to make sure that if you see your TV here, you see it's allowed. And then, I have several 360s in the house, so they're allowed too. So as long as the device you're wanting to play videos on is allowed and in this list, then you should be fine. And at any time, you can hit block all, and it will block all those connections. So if you have like computer, if you're in the bedroom and you want it to have access to your shared media, you can allow, or wherever you are in the house. If you're in the living room, let's say, and then you want to leave the living room, but you don't want anybody else to have access to your media while they're in the living room, you can hit block all, or just block that particular device. And it'll block it, but all mine are allowed. I don't really care who sees my stuff. I have nothing to hide. So anyway, having said that, and that's how you take care of that issue. Now, I'm going to go ahead and close Windows Media Player, and then I will show you in a few minutes here exactly how that works. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause for just a second. As you can see, the download is complete, and we can double click down here, go back to Utorrent, or click once, click again, double click, whatever. You can click there, or you can click the one in the middle. Okay, as soon as this happens, you want to get this out of the seeders list, because you don't want to be uploading for other people, because that is what gets you in trouble. A lot of times your ISP will be absolutely outrageous or aggravated with that. But as you can see right now, I'm not even uploading anything. You can kill the upload completely. I don't, because I get them out so quick that that no one can really upload from me. So a lot of people would argue with me that if people didn't share, there would be nothing to download, which is true. If there weren't people seeding, there would be no downloading. I just don't want to be one of those people, because I don't want to take the risk of getting in trouble for that. So I'm going to remove it from my list. So what you're going to do when it's done, you're going to right click and remove out of, you can rate it if you like, I always do, and I click OK. So it's gone. Now you're not seeding it. It's always good practice to shut down Utorrent when you're done with it. So you can just hit the exit button and click yes. Now Utorrent is shut down. It's not seeding. It's not using any bandwidth at all to do either. You're not sharing anything with anyone. So, all right, we're going to go find that file we just downloaded. So you're going to go to the start button. And you're going to go to your computer, or actually you're going to go whatever the name of your computer is. You're going to go to your downloads folder, and there you'll see Scarface 1983. Now in that folder, you'll see that is the movie that we just downloaded, and Utorrent automatically puts them in your downloads folder, and the route to that folder is always the same. It's this. So no matter how many times you go there, it'll be the same. And then it's Scarface, and then all you got to do to play that movie in VLC once you install it is just double click it like so. It'll start to play, which is exactly what it's doing. Now you can see that I'm playing Scarface from 1983, just downloaded off the internet. MCA will probably come find me and take one of my children or something, but no, I'm joking. Anyway, so you can see it's a movie. We'll skip through here a little bit, show you what actually is a movie start with. It looks okay. I mean, considering it was probably remastered from a VHS tape. So, over to DVD. I won't show anybody the ending because that would make me suck as a person. So we're going to go ahead and shut it off, and that's really all there is to it. We're going to go ahead and delete it out of here because I don't want to keep it around. It's not, I don't own the movie. Well, I probably do own the movie somewhere, but I'm not going to go dig it out. But anyhow, there's that, and so that is how you download movies from torrents on the internet. And